Okay. Happy Monday. Okay, loose turn here. Let's do a quick little recap. So, doing custom wizard using the Merlin portrait. We got 2 heroes currently, Bashan the Dervish and Win the Beastmaster. We started the game with Bashan because you can do that. When you're setting up the game, you can choose to start with a hero, and he's your only choice. Good choice though, because you start off with an extra 10 gold per turn per level he has. So when you first get him, it's level 1, so it's 10. But when it's level 2, it's 20. So increases your income that way. Win, he was looking for work, so we hired him. We have 3 Chaos Spellbooks and 5 Sorcery. Why? Because we haven't used those in a while. Techmaster, this is a new trait available through the new DLC, Rise of the Soultrapped, and this gets you access to the Soultrapped units and all the stuff that comes with them. Now I need a hero, another new trait. Basically, when a hero comes to you looking for work or you use one of the summon spells, you get to choose between 2. Although, when he came to looking for work, I had a choice between 3, him and 2 others. So I don't know if they changed something in the game where you automatically get 2 to choose from, and this adds a 3rd. And if that's the case, you really don't need this, I don't think, because 3 is great, but 2 is more than enough to choose from. So it's up to you, though. And of course, then we got Artificer, where we get to create weapons at half the mana cost. So, and also start off with the 2 enchant spells, enchant item and create artifact. This is lightning because then you don't gotta do the in-depth and he's blue. Go into in-depth and he's blue. Yeah. You're always here for the Master of Magic streams. Well, I appreciate that. Anyway, so there's that. Let's look at our stuff. History. This is going to be, shocking. So our army strength. It's horrible. We are the blue line. We have run into all the wizards. So it does look like Freya and Korax are fighting based on how their army lines are going. This usually indicates some type of fighting between them. Raven and Callie don't seem to be fighting each other currently. It's hard to tell, but maybe not. Magic power. I'm in the middle of the road right now, sort of, kind of. Korax is a leader because he's over in Mirror all by himself. Well, no, he's not alone by anymore because Freya is over there too. We saw that. Research, not a huge deal. Just over 3rd place. Or just in the 3rd place. Number of towns. Oh, look, we took 3rd place there too. We're gonna win. Freaking Korax almost has 50 cities. We're glad we're at almost to 15. Fame, not a huge deal, but slowly going up. Still in last place there. Gold income, last place. Food income, last place. And man income, last place. So, see, we're fine. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not really that far in at turn 210, believe it or not. We still have a lot to learn about it, I think. About this game is you can only go against 4 wizards. I wish you could go have more factions. The maps aren't big enough for more factions. That's the problem. You'd need to have bigger maps. I mean, this is just 4 of us on one plane. I mean, if they could guarantee the distribution of the wizards between the 2 planes, like say 3 and 3, sure, but that's not how it works. But if or 4 and 2 wouldn't really help, but because 4 on one plane would be ugly. So, I mean, I think this is the biggest the map gets here. Ugly. Well, the caster of magic, you have up to 12. That's too many. That gets crowded really quickly. And all that really does is just force everybody to fight earlier. You may not... I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but I wouldn't. Because I actually like to have time to develop my little empire and stuff and not have to feel rushed into getting in ready for combat. Even though you probably should, but, reasons. Reasons. Okay, you guys, get off the boat. You gotta find a place to create a city. Oh yeah, like, well, that's what caster magic is for. I mean, obviously it doesn't work here, but you have that available to you at least. 28 and 12, population 25 and 6. So we want to get access to this gold. Oh, we have silver up there. We built here, it's 23 and 21. 23, 18. It's 23 and 21. 23 max population, 21% bonus to production. We get access to gold. Forests. We'll have hills for mining. Yeah, we'll have access to the mountains there and up there. So yeah, this will be a good spot. By the way, there's a mod in Baldur's Gate where you can play 16 characters at once. Yeah, why? 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 Well, that's entirely up to the people who do caster magic, I would think, to do the mod for it. To break the game? Well, there's other ways to break the game other than doing that kind of crazy stuff. Hey, Mr. Boat, you get to go back. Oh, leave that down there. You guys are looking for... Need a addition. We need some we need a priest or two in this little group to help with the healing. Maybe 2. Rocketville Cathedral in 10. Oh, it's expensive. We have 12 people in Civilization games. Well, Civilization's a different story too, isn't it? But it kind of kills the internet and PC stuff. Did you ever check out the Master? Yes, I did, Chris. Turns out I do have the game. I've had it. I actually have like 20 or 40 hours into it or something like that. I actually do have it, and I have played it. I just haven't played the mods and stuff that you were talking about. I wasn't exactly sure what mods I was supposed to be looking for, so I didn't really go much farther than that. Stay there. You guys are still doing stuff over here. On them. Oh, an actual node. A sorcery node. Do we want to go after that, though? Oh, Furia. Oh, that's right, the gnolls are up there. I keep forgetting there's high elves over here that we need to probably take care of at some point. Prowl Town, housing. Armory and stables. Actually, this isn't... Yeah, this isn't the best town, so I don't think we're going to build... Do I want to? It's money that we spent that we may not need to spend. Wizard Guild doesn't get us anything other than research. Yeah, sure, we'll build this stuff. To the internet, you can get one guy whose PC breaks down, and then it's endless sweating and reconnect to broken connections. Well, that's why you don't play with that many people. B, you can download an unofficial patch which corrects many bugs in the balance mod. Once you have those, it's a much better game. The question is, do I have time to play it? The answer is no. Look, it's a sawmill that we can't afford to buy. I try everything at least once. Well, I already have played the game. Like I said, I think I have like 20 or 40 hours playing the game. Just a question, do I want to mod it to play it? To play what Chris is talking about. And there's the problem.
Hello everyone. My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also follow Gimpy over on Twitter at GimpyKnee.
I don't know why she's saying
he
this.
He tweets out there when he goes live and will more than likely follow you back. Thank you for watching.
Oh, she announced. Oh, she thought I said it. Yeah, she thought I said that. I didn't, but she thought I said it. That's why she said it. I was like, I turned that stuff off on her because of all the talking in Baldur's Gate 3 and Celasta and stuff lately. Anyway. Oh, the Civ 12 player? No, I have no desire to wallow in frustration in that situation. That's just crazy. Modern Master Running 2, the Interstellar Space Genesis is great. Check it out. It's a solid D4X. Oh, that's the other game. Yeah, that one I looked at too. Did I? I think I did. I have to put that in my notes again too, because I'm pretty sure I looked at. I know I've looked at that. There's something about that one though. I remember. I know the title. I remember looking at it, but I don't remember why I didn't do it. There's a reason for it too. Sad news, guys. I get alert mode and play some Lies of P. Don't do it. It's a trap. Sorry, it's a tarp. Speaking of tarps, next turn. Heretic comes to Boomtown and attacks your sacred buildings. Accept the outcome or consider your choices. Accept. Spend mana to show him the power that can be taken from the divine. Show him the power that can be taken from the divine. Sure, why not? Blow him up. Heretic cowers before your power. Your people's morale is boosted too, and there's a chance the heretic will join your cause. So we'll lose 200 mana. Population gained in Boomtown will be 1,000, so that's an extra one. Enchantment applied. Decreased unrest. Accept. Oh, he didn't join us. I need a D20 perception check for what? I don't think you made your check there, Rune. I don't know what your perception skill is, but I don't think 6 was good enough. Your Samsung phone wants you. You have COVID at the moment. It's not nice. Your motivation is shot to pieces. Oh, trust me, I understand. I had COVID. Mrs. Gimpy brought COVID home on December 23rd, or at least that's when her symptoms were showing. By December 27th, I had it. I finally got my sense of taste and smell back in, what, mid to late June? Or is it early July? I forget. I went over 6 months with no sense of taste or smell. It sucked. The friggin' what's the word? Mind fog. There we go. Mind fog lasted longer than normal, or lasted pretty long too, and so did the fatigue. I already have multiple sclerosis, and 2 of the symptoms I suffer on a regular, or experience on a regular basis are mind fog and fatigue. Throw the COVID on top of that, and it sucks. It was a horrible couple of weeks for me. The first 2 weeks when it was still at its strongest, the fatigue and the mind fog was horrible. And again, the sense of taste and smell eventually came back. But the good news, this is the good side of COVID for me. I lost something like 20 pounds because of the loss of sense of taste and smell. I didn't really want to eat anything. I had no desire to eat, bland stuff. It's boring. Not real stuff, but I ended up losing a bunch of weight. So there's the upside to that. And so far I've managed to keep it off too. Vitamin D is good against COVID. Eh, vitamin D is just vitamin D. It's not really good against anything in particular. It's just something your body wants and actually makes. People who had it with had vitamin D deficiency. You'd be surprised how many people have vitamin D deficiency. So you're taking extra vitamin D. I take vitamin D every day. So does Mrs. Gimpy. It doesn't matter. And you got us a little sore throat. Yeah, see, like I said, Mrs. Gimpy and I, we take vitamin D every day. And had been for years. And still do to this day. It didn't make a damn difference for us. Just so you know. It is feeling cold while sweating. That's typical fever stuff. Type 2 bipolar. Oh, that's even better. To vaccinate. However, I don't trust it. I prefer my immune system to deal with it. I rarely get colds or flus, so I'll wait for this one out. Well, if you already have COVID, the vaccine isn't going to help you. However, there is a treatment for COVID that you should only get when at very early portion of the experience, and usually it has to be prescribed by a doctor, I think. That's supposed to help you get through COVID a little bit easier if you're having issues. If it's just a cough for you or a little bit of fever symptoms, they don't give it to you. It's only when you're actually having some significant symptoms, I think, is like when they give it to you. But if you're just experiencing a little bit of cold or flu symptoms type stuff, a cough, whatever, basically they monitor it, and if they think, okay, it's okay, you'll be fine. But if they, based on testing and whatever, they want to, they test you before they want you to use this medication that's out there to help you deal with it. And Rune, thank you for the follow. Oh, and for the record, Mrs. Gimpy and I we actually did get vaccinated. When was it? Say we got it in December, but we were vaccinated when we were first able to. When were the first? So the first vaccines weren't available until what? 2021, 2022. We got vaccinated as soon as we were able to, but we didn't get boosters. But Mrs. Gimpy's going to get that now. I'm not getting a booster though. I'm not getting any more vaccines. Simply because I have a history of vaccines, not just COVID stuff, but flu vaccines in general, where when I get a vaccine, I get sicker than shit. Basically, I get a little condensed experience where if it's a flu vaccine, I basically have the flu for like 1 day, maybe a day and a half, and it sucks. It sucks really bad because I have multiple sclerosis. If you're not familiar with multiple sclerosis is a disease of the immune system. It's an autoimmune disease. And so when your immune system goes into high gear to fight viruses like the flu and COVID, it does other things to you. In my case, it makes all my MS symptoms worse. So my fatigue is worse. My brain fog is worse. My balance is bad. My sight gets fucked up. My speech gets worse. All this other fun stuff. And I also get all the normal symptoms that come with whatever the vaccine is for the flu. So you get fever, probably diarrhea, vomiting, that kind of fun stuff. And the COVID vaccine basically did the same thing to me that a flu vaccine does. So flu symptoms, headache, fever, dizziness, threw up. I threw up straight for like 30 to 45 minutes. I basically puke a couple of times, get everything out of the system, and then I dry heave for like 20 minutes. So pleasant. And then after that's done, oh, here comes the diarrhea. So I'm not doing vaccine. I don't do vaccines anymore. I'm done. I thought the COVID vaccine might be different, but it wasn't. It was just like a flu vaccine. I haven't had a flu vaccine since the early 2000s, despite the fact that I worked in the healthcare industry for over 20 years. And we were supposed to get flu vaccines every year. And I got them for the first 2 or 3 years. And then after that shit, I went, no more. And I should have said no to the COVID too, but I was really worried about COVID, what it would do to me. And so I took the vaccine. Made me sick as a dog. And not the first shot, though. The second shot is the one that got me. The second part of the vaccine is what got me. The first one wasn't so bad. But the follow-up, that's the one that got me. And then we got COVID on top of that, about, 6 to about a year later, actually, after we had our vaccines finalized, you know, a year later, here comes COVID, and boom, it was just as bad. I mean, it was just as bad as just getting it was actually, no, it was worse than not getting it was worse than getting the vaccine, but not by much. Not by much. First vaccine was in 2020, wasn't it? No, the first vaccines weren't ready until early 2021. Ironically, nicotine blocks receptors in the lungs from COVID particles, so do not take nicotine in the form of vaping. So we'll see. I never contracted COVID since it first was discovered. So this is your first time with it. Yeah, well, like I said, Mrs. Gimpy did a really, really good job. She went over 2 years. You know, she went through 2020, 21, and almost all the way through 2022, no COVID. Because she was really good about every time she went out in public, she wears a mask, and she's actually back to doing that again too, because there's other stuff floating around. It's flu season again, so you know she started wearing masks when she goes out in the public again. And the thing is, it's not to protect her; it's to protect me, because she knows what this stuff does to me. Viruses kick my ass every time I get them. The only time I ever get sick is when she brings it into the house, and she's really good about avoiding the stuff. Except I don't know what happened in December, but it was she had actually stopped wearing a mask. Is really what it was. Is she went out in public and she forgot her mask at home, and guess what she brought home? So that's how it works. And she did okay. She didn't really have that many problems with COVID. It was mainly just kicking my ass, and I got, you know, it happens. I didn't die. I can still breathe. And like I said, I lost weight, so it's a good thing. Anyway, she got back to that. Should play this game. So as you can see, I have enough trouble with talking without having to worry about diseases and all this other crap floating around. You got me off on a little tangent there. And stay there. Guys, could kill some hellhounds. Look, it's a cave. Nicotine blocks receptors in the lungs from COVID particles. But just so you know, the nicotine is not a thing. It's not a prevention, I should say. It's not a COVID prevention. Because there's been plenty of people who smoke and get it and they end up dead. So just be warned. Kill the hellhounds. Let them come to us. Oops, shit. Misclick. Okay, so we get 70 gold. So this is the wimpy stuff. What do we think is in there? Yeah, that's going over there, starting the city. Rongar has built their wall. War College is next on the list. And 331 gold to spend if we want. Oh, look, the city's got nice little walls around it now. Year Town. Marketplace. Oh, this city's going to be building units, so we're going to want all this stuff. Because it's got mithril. So we're going to be building our Soultrapped armies out of here, too. Don't have the money to build that part. 400? Oh. Horses Guild in 6. Horses Guild gives us food and production, so we'll buy this out. Here, next to build. Okay, so this we want to do stables because we want to get the Animus Guild for more food production. So that Animus Guild also requires a temple. So go after that. If you play a lot of online correspondence chess having COVID, I can't seem to see what the best moves are. The chess games time out after 3 days, so I'm either lose because I can't concentrate or the games will time out. That would be the brain fog. Just embrace it. Just embrace the brain fog. If it's COVID, hopefully it'll go away in a couple of weeks with you. You'll be lucky and it'll go away. And just embrace it because there's nothing you can do about it. In all honesty, there's nothing you can do about that. It'll go away when it goes away, and you can't really speed it up. Your body just needs time to work through it. And as long as you're not getting worse, you'll be fine, or should be fine. Boomtown is our shipbuilder. Skilled provides troops with training fighting techniques and basic. Although this allows us to build the robots, the giant robots. We don't actually have to do this after that, so we're okay. Stables in 1 for Trowel Town. I think we're going to be building stuff here for normal because 100 production is pretty good because of all the forests and stuff. So we got a pretty good bonus to production. The walls. Bank in 1. Miners Guild in 2. Housing, Silver Wrench. Silver Wrench. Sawmill, the shrine, library, 20 turns. Just wait until the money builds up. Okay, we know more money to spend. And I can say with the brain fog, you just let it go. Or just get used to it. I'm saying that as a person who has lived with brain fog for the past, I don't know, coming up on 19 years. So, if not longer, actually, but I was diagnosed with MS back in 2004, November of 2004. And the brain fog has always been there, but it's definitely gotten worse over the years. And again, COVID just made it that much worse. It's But again, it's just something you just have to learn to live with and just go, okay, I can't do that anymore type deal. Maybe, but again, with you hopefully get better. Hey, Ring, welcome back. If it's just COVID, don't get used to it. Just wait it out. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was telling Chris. And I'm telling you, you haven't lived until you experience a double dose of brain fog along with fatigue. It's just wonderful. Because your choices are, what am I going to do today? I don't feel like doing anything today. I think I'll just watch some TV. You watch some TV, you can't remember what the fuck you're watching because of the brain fog, and you end up sleeping for hours and hours. And then when you get up, you go, what the hell have I been doing all day? And you can't remember because of brain fog. That's what I did for 2 weeks, basically. When I first had COVID, that was my life. Sitting on the couch, watching TV, and not remembering a damn thing what I did all day long. Betalox think they're called. While trying to treat some possible anxiety-related tremors I had for like a year. Ugh. Anyway, scouting. Sorry, exploring. Be forced to go outside with the dog and just end up standing there spacing out like a zombie. That can happen too. Got nothing over here. What is this anyway? Oh, iron. Oh, they lost a unit or two. They lost a turtle and something else. Taking this fight up there, it looks like. Excuse me. Oh, I should have went. It didn't matter. Okay, so you guys. So sword. Which ones are used? All the way down there. Oh, they're guarding the node to make sure nobody comes in and tries to steal it. That's what that one's up there. They're doing that too. So these guys doing nothing. Twiddling their thumbs in the forest. These guys are twiddling their thumbs in the mountains. There. Still need replacement units for them. Spade Town. The Yeet. Oh, we need to use a priest. I'll go 2 priests for that army. Oh, you're on Mars and can't find a bloody technician to change ships. He is if you're going into the first city, what is it called? The Santonia or whatever it is, the sea city? I forget the name of it. To the left, before you go in through the doors and go through the airlock, over to the left of the building area, there's a little set of buildings and he's standing out there. Cydonia. Thank you, Eric. Eric's, welcome back. Eric's. I always mess up your name, I know that. Yeah, outside of Cydonia to the left. Where the pyramids roam. Pyramids. There's no pyramids on Mars. That's a myth. Anyway, build no city. And a little walking water heaters. Build a road going that way and they'll sweep over that way. Connect these 3 cities this way. Trial Town, you're good. Usar, you're good too. Okay, so we have 700 mana to spend on roads that we can enchant. The face temple of John Carpenter shall smite you down for your sacrilege. What sacrilege? I have no idea what you're talking about. And trust me, if I've been smited down for any type of sacrilege by now, it's not going to happen. Enchanting roads. So we'll probably do this group here. Next turn. Oh, we got 3 turns away from when we can create minerals for ourselves. I wonder how expensive that's going to be. Ignorance of heresy is no excuse. I'm not... How is ignorance of heresy no excuse? I'm saying if I've committed heresy, I should have been struck down by now. Just saying. I'm not saying I'm ignorant of it. I'm just saying if I've done it, I know I've done it. But I haven't been struck down, so what's the big deal? She commented, asked you a question. Chris, when did you ask me a question? Oh, shit, sorry. You take an antidepressant called whatever. All right, think the trade name is okay. Anyway, take that with a few other meds for bipolar. One of the positive side effects of it is it improves cognition which is a bonus. Have you ever taken a non-tropic effective meds for your brain fog? No. I do not take medications I do not need to take. Trust me. There's medication. I see a neurologist on a regular basis, and the conversation always comes up. Well, because of my symptoms and stuff, and I tell him, how's it going? Or, how's it going? He asks me how it's going. So I tell him how things are going or whatever. And, he knows the answer, what my answers are going to be when he asks the questions. And he goes, are you interested in participating in a study for this? Or are you interested in trying this out? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and then he says, but I know your answer is going to be no. And I just laughed. I go, no, I'm not interested. Because he knows that I have no interest in taking drugs I do not need to take. Because all they really do is just introduce other problems. They may correct one thing, but they're just going to start a new one. So I just avoid them for the most part. There's some drugs that I take on a regular basis for MS, obviously. And then I take ibuprofen on a regular basis because I have joint issues too. And ibuprofen helps with the headaches that I have all the time too. So, which is MS related. So it's all. But anyway, ibuprofen is one of those drugs I've been taking for decades. And my liver is fine because I get blood tests every 6 months too. And, I'm doing fine as far as body parts go, but I avoid taking medications I do not need to take. Side effects are worse than, yeah. Well, see, the thing is when they tell you the side effects, and they have to tell you the side effects, anything that happened during the trials, they have to tell you by law. So if somebody's in a drug test and they manage to cut their finger off, this is just an exaggeration, obviously, but they cut their finger off while they're on the effects of the medications, they have to put it into the study. And then it has to come out in those statements going, if, here are some of the side effects, blah, blah, blah. And basically everything they list is something that happened during the trials. Whether it happens to you is a different story. In some cases it might, because there's some stuff out there. So that's why, again, I don't take medications I do not need to take. It may cause loss of limb. Well, that's what you don't know. You don't know. Okay, let's see what's in here. We may do this fight. Sorcery thing. We can. 2 Phantom Beasts. They're going to be souped up because this is a sorcery node. But we do sorcery too. So we can do this. Zappy zappy. Yeah, they're not going to live. They're moving fast, but they're not going to live. Unless you get really lucky with the damage. Didn't think so. For me, meds have been a lifesaver. Well, yeah, for some people they are. I'm not trying to say don't take drugs, because like I said, I'm on medication right now. I mean, it's not that kind of medication that you're on. Mine is very subtle, and but it affects the behavior of my immune system, and that's a thing, right? So I'm not saying don't take medications. If a doctor is prescribing you medications, definitely ask him questions. What's this do? What's it going to do to me as a side effect? That kind of stuff. Be smart. Ask your doctor questions. And if he doesn't answer you, go to a fucking different doctor, because that guy sucks or that girl sucks. Go to somebody else. If a doctor doesn't answer your questions, go to somebody else. Plain and simple. You'll be better off. You'll be alive. So they stop the depths of despair and crippling highs. Let's go as far as to say they have probably saved you, which is good, because that's what they're supposed to do, right? That's a good thing. So the medication you're on is very different than what I'm on. So, because again, your stuff is screwing with your brain chemistry, which is, you've got a messed up brain chemistry. That's why you're bipolar, right? So mine is, I've got a messed up immune system. Everybody else goes, cough isn't going to bother me. Flu, I can go for the flu, no problem. Well, it kicks my ass every time, and it makes me much worse. Any type of infection, like I said, anything that gets my immune system going affects me in a bad way. So that's why I love living in a house by myself for the most part. Like Mrs. Gimpy, she's out with their parent or doing stuff with their parents and stuff today, and they are pretty much, isolated as well because of their age and whatever. But she's our contact with the rest of the world, and she's really good about avoiding people and wearing masks when she's supposed to and that kind of stuff. And it's all to protect us, to tell you the truth. It's not to protect her, it's to protect us. And she's really good at it. Oh, so. Miners Guild, 10 turns. Someday. We'll save up our money for a little bit. Exploring. 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 No more exploring. Why aren't you? Oh, no, why aren't you guys rested up yet? It's taking forever to heal. And we open this up. We need to summon a spirit as soon as that road's ready. I don't think anybody's going to grab this anytime soon, but... Keep going. Not going to keep going? Fine. Oiler Town. Ha ha ha. Oiler Town. Oiler Town. Yeah, well, this is the first infection I've had since 2016, so I must have an excellent immune system. It's your brain that is broken. I've got a crappy immune system and my brain is broken, so... We don't know what is causing these symptoms. Would you like to take these heavy drugs just in case? So, no, I would not be patient for Dr. House MD for long. No, don't do that. Yes, I win. I win. But I don't want to win. It's a competition I don't want to win. I forfeit. Does that help? Do I win now if I forfeit? Too bad. Too bad what? I can't forfeit? There's our enchanted road. So, where do we want to put this? The enchanted road is going to go... We didn't do this quite well. Quite well enough. So, hammer. This has got mithril. Right, that's mithril. So we're going to put the spell on the city. Ta-da! See, keep forgetting. You put the spell on the city and it gets all the roads around it. Like Monopoly. Only way to win is to not play, but then you're the bad brother. The only way to win is to not play. Tech magic, flight, awareness, distinction, tech incarnation. What the hell? This is a new spell from the DLC. The powerful spell of the tech incarnation calls into service the usual champion referred to as Moma and Idol. This dual hero answers to wizards wielding tech magic in exchange for enriching their knowledge of this new arcane art. The dual champion cannot be resurrected, only summoned again once they're lost. They are fantastic. Stuff. Wish we could see others. I wish we could open their stuff up from here. But I'm going to go with yes. We're going to research that. Monopoly was an act of terrorism inflicted upon gamers. Have you ever been hit in the forehead with the dog? How's that for a random question? Prowl Town, so we don't have to keep building here. We can switch over to this, or we can switch over to Settlers too. Been hit in the forehead with a dog. The Monopoly dog. You know, Monopoly has the little figurines, the little metal pieces. The one's a dog, the top hat, there's an iron. some other stuff. I was winning so well one time. I might have rubbed it in too much. And I think it was my cousin. She's a couple years younger than me. And she got upset. And she was playing the dog. I believe she yelled, "You suck," and then she threw the dog and hit me right in the forehead. So, Doug decided he wanted to see the view of the car's front side seat while I was off buying groceries. Close enough. Yes, we were playing Monopoly. It was a Monopoly. It was Monopoly. Monopoly is... it's really a game about violence. It's not about real estate and avoiding jail and that kind of fun stuff. It's all about violence. And this music is very appropriate. Yep, start making money. Oh, damn it. I keep forgetting to change. Well, I didn't have any control over this exactly. So, exploring mirror, because that's what we do. You guys keep going this way. Oof. 2 cockatrices and a bear. We should win that one. Should win that one, no problem, too. Played Monopoly, the game just petered off because we got bored. And this abuse. I'm not denying it is. I'm not saying it's not abuse. Risk is worse. Risk is worse. Although when I was in high school, my senior year, which is the last year of high school for those of you outside of the United States, I was taking a civics class, an AP civics class. And one of our tests, I kid you not, this was a test, we had to team up with somebody else in the classroom, right, with one other person, and we had to play Risk against other people in the other teams in the classroom. So there was, I think we had 20 people in the class, so we had 10 teams, but we were split into 2 boards, five teams per board. Oh my God, the cussing, the violence. Oh, because the whole idea of the Risk, because of the civics class, we were also supposed to do diplomacy as well. We were supposed to treat it like real war type deal, or a real situation where you're trying to avoid war through diplomacy or you form alliances to, crush your enemies type stuff. Oh, the cussing. Oh, it was so much fun though. So much cuts. Oh, so much fun. It took us weeks to get through that stuff because we were only really allowed to play during class on certain days because it wasn't, we couldn't obviously avoid it, the whole class. But it was like, I think we played on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we were allowed to play after school because it was the last class. We were the last period of the day, the last day class of the day. So we'd play after school too. It went on for weeks. It was horrible, but so much fun at the same time. Pinning your brother into Australia. There you go. Can't stand playing Risk. He got so salty when you beat him. Oh, and by the way, we won. We won. Mainly through backstabbing. So, but yeah, it was fun. We backstabbed all our allies, and somehow we won. It's funny, just like real life, I think. The first time it was over, but they were so bad at losing that alliances and talking was not allowed. I got to dictate the rules, though, so I just went with the box rules. The box rules are fine, but actual diplomacy and stuff is the fun part. Is a risk to not defend your lands. It's a risk to not defend any part of your lands. We're saving our money. Oh, we do need to summon a spirit, though, to go meld with that thing. So, this unit... No, not the scout. It's the... What's the other summon? The multi-digger. So this is another spell specific to the Soultrapped. This is a summon unit that they can do. It's an engineer, and it's also a spirit. So it can build roads, or it can meld with the nodes. That's what it does. And it costs 2 mana upkeep. Does it fly? Series of bomb and uses in engineering. Probe secondary functions include meld function, increased movement. So I don't know if it does it fly. It does not fly though. So it's not. So the spirit is better because the spirit moves across water. This thing does not. So we definitely want to summon the spirit because the spirit is water walking. That thing does not. So we're going to cast that one. Look, we summoned a spirit. Never make eternal deals. Well, never assume the deals are eternal. That's really what it is. Never assume that a deal is eternal in Risk. Because if you do, you will get backstabbed. All the way up there. Maybe an online with the DM in chat. It's alright. Never got to finish a game of diplomacy, unfortunately. It just doesn't work as a tabletop. Maybe as online with DM in chat. I never played diplomacy. From what I understand, it's a very long, drawn out game. If I remember what I've heard about it, but I've never actually played it.
Hey, bag of water. It is time to take a break.
I didn't know that gate was open.
Go stretch your legs.
Was that gate open?
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Apparently that gate is open now. He just opened it up. Shit. I wonder what's on the other side. Can't see if he's going to sit there, though. Anyway. Well, we're going to take a break. Get up, stretch my legs. Go say hi to the dogs. Although Mickey is staring right at the camera there. Just staying here. And Rocket's out the door. Anyway, I'm going to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, that kind of thing. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the dog.